Chevrolet has the Corvette. Ford has the Mustang?
Mustang.
Or the Shelby GT Cobra.
There you go.
Whew, Lord Almighty, that's a beautiful car. What does Dodge have? Barracuda? Not the Challenger anymore. Charger. No, not the Charger anymore. But
Viper.
Charger, definitely. The Viper. Yeah, that Viper.
Which they don't make anymore. But
when they
still.
did, that was a bad mama jamma.
Yes, sir.
You remember the what was that triangle-shaped wedge one that usually came out?
Oh, the Prowler.
The Plymouth Prowler. That was a cool car. It only had a V6 in it, but I mean, if you put a V8 in that thing, as soon as you put it in gear, it's going to flip over. I mean, there just wasn't much to it, but how cool is that car? Yep. I mean, it just looked cool. It reminded me of like the old 30s cars. Anyway, I digress. Jim Beam also has a flagship, and it's this bottle right here, Lineage. You see this? This bottle is something we didn't even know about until just a few months ago, February of 2024. And so we are getting into this bottle today, distillery exclusive.
Yep.
We are fucking stoked. Join us. This episode, Savor the Burn. Let's go! Welcome, dear everyone.
Whew, we haven't even started yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, welcome to the Savor the Burn podcast. My name is Jonathan, and over here is Mr. Wizard Fingers W2. How do you do?
Man, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Good. You've had a pour of this.
I had a pour at
the distillery
at Jim Beam,
and it was like a little baby pour, quarter ounce.
Oh no,
half ounce pour.
That was a full. That was a full ounce pour.
Oh, okay, all right. I guess I missed that in our conversation.
Enough to savor.
Yeah, I was trying to ignore the envious feelings I was having that he was visiting my holy land.
Well, and
my Mecca.
And back February 14th is my sister Faith and Tim's wedding anniversary. They were out on the Bourbon Trail for their anniversary, and they visited Jim Beam, and I got a text message photo from her with a picture of this and the Knob Creek 18, and I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's the Lineage. It's 15-year. It is distillery only, which is why I didn't know about it. And yeah, trying to do some research to plan for tonight. Their website doesn't have any mention whatsoever about it.
Just
There's
like Booker's.
Nothing. Booker's at least has a mention on the website, and Booker's at least.
So there's no mention of Lineage anywhere.
Right. There's actually a Booker's website. They don't do social, they don't do any marketing, but they do have a website where you can find all the information about each offering. There's no mention whatsoever about this, with the exception of if you Google Jim Beam Lineage, you will find a handful of reviews where people have bought it and told you what they think of it. But Jim Beam does not have any information at all about this father-son collaboration.
Coffee. Am I right? Yeah, I just wanted to kind of reset the old flag real quick.
Well, this beautiful box right here is the Jim Beam Lineage Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is a 15-year aged Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is aged in New American White Oak barrels and comes in at 111 proof. So this says launched in 2021. So this actually has not been available for very long at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lineage.
That's another reason we haven't heard of it.
Exactly. Lineage comes with some serious bourbon credentials. It starts off by using 15 plus year old whiskey.
So it could be more than 15 years.
Then boasts a 111 proof.
I like 111. That's a good number. Proof?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, yeah, it's so the box right here, it's got a nice finished insides to it.
You can't see magnets anywhere.
It's got well, this right here is not magnetic, but that definitely is magnetically charged to hold it in place. It's got a plaque here that talks about it. And on the back, it's got the little write-up, the story, and the picture of Fred and Freddie, father, son. And it says right here, a father and son collaboration. Fred No is the senior, the master distiller at Jim Beam. And I don't know when he's planning on turning the reins over, but Freddie No is going to be the next master distiller for Jim Beam.
Then you got a third little bronze plaque up there on the front. You got a clasp on the box. You got a leather handle. Got fancy hinges. I mean, it's a 5 all day for bottle presentation.
Yep. There was a little piece of clear tape kind of attaching the wood. So we don't have a plastic cap that we can see anyway on top of here, but attaching it to the bottle to kind of be kind of the security
Help
seal.
Keep it from moving.
Well, and the security seals. So
that's a whole thing.
Has not been tampered with. But I have not opened it. I took the piece of tape off of it, but I have not opened it. I'm really curious to see. I'm gonna let you do it. Open it up.
You sure?
I'm expecting this to be a twist off.
Well, yeah.
Yep, screw off. But it's not the plastic.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Look at it, dude. Plastic cap.
Oh, it is.
It's in there, dude.
But,
Jim Beam!
But they classed it up a little bit.
They did. They definitely classed it up with that wooden top. Yeah, let's get the pour going here.
Heavy hand, that son of a bitch.
I'm trying to figure out it. Here, I'll just have to hold it this way because it's a nice amber color.
The notes say dark mahogany for the color.
He said heavy pour.
Hey.
Yeah, dark mahogany, you think? I would say that. I wonder if they take dark mahogany, if they take the color.
Dude, that's 15 years of goodness right there.
Just a touch.
Oh my God. Oh my God. My sister.
I can smell it from. Dude.
My sister messaged me this afternoon and she's like, "What's on the docket for tonight?" And so I told her, and she's like,
"Dude, it's like brownies."
She's like, "Oh my God, Jonathan's gonna be in heaven."
I love brownies. This smells like. This year.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you have any drips on the side of your glass, but you do this and you smell your hands. It's like brownies and that's what heaven smells like.
All right, yeah.
Wow. I haven't even nosed it yet, and I'm wowed. What else you got info? Did you read everything on the info?
Oh, no, I haven't even started. So the nose on this says, after resting a bit, it shows off a nutty, fruity character full of peanut shells, sawdust, apple, and antique furniture. There's a big cherry. There's a big cherry note underlying that fruitiness. It's sweet and sticky on the nose and immediately puts you into a sweaty rick house in the dead of summer. That's just the nose. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to keep going because there's a lot of information.
It did say after resting a bit.
Yeah.
So
which is fine.
We'll just let it rest a bit.
Trying to let it rest for
it is 15
years.
First impression nose, Jim Beam. Smells like it.
The palate says peanut brittle, deep charred oak, and cherry, granola, baking spices, warm fudge, and even more cherry.
Warm fudge, huh?
It's sweet up front with waves of wood crashing into the mid palate and into the finish. This is a dark and brooding whiskey that demands attention.
Oh,
that mouthfeel clings to the tongue with excellent body and depth befitting such an old bourbon. And the finish, long finish full of old oak, wood spice, anise, and leather. The oak is so heavy at times that it borders on bitter at times. A few drops of water smooths out the heavy oak on the finish and makes for an all-around more enjoyable experience.
Guys, don't sell me on watering down your whiskey for you. Come on. Should be. Oh, it used to be top shelf behind some stuff, didn't it?
Behind me?
Yep, there should be. Do you have Kentucky water to add to it? Oh, you got Michter's water to add to it.
Oh, no.
Is that it all the way down?
It's not Michter's water.
Limestone water?
But it is the Old limestone.
So, is it from Kentucky?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is...
All right.
I mean, I'm not ready to do that just
Absolutely not. I mean, this thing, it's still got to breathe a little bit.
That's what a healthy pour's for, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll sip some. Then we'll give it a little bit of water. We'll see how it goes.
So, on the nose. Dude, I'm getting cocoa right off the bat.
I was just going to say cocoa.
Yeah.
That is nuts. It didn't say that in your notes, though, did it?
It does not. Straight Nestle cocoa.
That's why you don't listen to what the notes have to say. Use them as kind of a guideline, as a suggestion or whatever. Don't let the suggestion take over subliminally to where, okay, yeah, that's what I taste. No, taste what you taste.
There's a deep caramel still there, but there is a cocoa all over that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say molasses instead of sugar or honey. Maybe a little bit more mapley.
Maple.
Like maple for days.
Maple and molasses. Maple.
I mean, that color is near the same color as this wood box. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's super dark. So, okay, did I ask this already? Like, do you think they take when they judge the color of the spirit? Do they go by what's in the bottle, or as it sits in the bottle, or as it sits in the glass?
That's a great question, and I do not know.
Because every bottle is different.
Do not know the answer to that.
But if they all did this glass, or like maybe they have like a test tube or whatever, a certain way to test these things.
Yeah, not sure.
If you know, please let us know. If you work at Jim Beam, let us know.
So I want to point this out too. So we've talked about on previous episodes, Booker's and Little Book, and a lot of other distilleries out there have true, genuine small batch. Mm-hmm. Small batch was a term coined by Booker No when he first came out with the Booker product line. Obviously, Jim Beam is not a small distillery.
Nope. They're kind of a big deal.
They are kind of a big deal. But this is definitely not a small batch. But I thought this was cool. This is a batch 1 release. It is a batch 1. And the bottle number is 18,490.
Definitely not small batch.
So, their batch sizes are a little bit different than a lot of other distilleries.
Now that this has had a little bit of time to breathe, the cocoa has turned to brownies. I almost smell like a little bit of mint on the end.
Yes.
I mean, that is fucking brownies, dude. Cocoa.
I don't know about brownies. You, but
I've been looking so forward to tonight on this, and like, right, dude, thick. She is thick in all the right ways.
Let's do this,
fellas, ladies. You know what I mean. It's got a bit more of a bite than the single barrel did, with just a couple extra points of proof. Yep. But I think that probably
111 versus 108.
That's indicative of maybe some rye in there. But holy smokes, the sweetness in there is deep. Mm-hmm. Oh,
the notes say warm fudge.
That is such
I agree with that completely.
Fudge, yeah.
The Kentucky hug you're getting with a little bit of a chocolatey fudge there really, really comes off as a warm fudge.
little man. Oh, maybe he'd be good in track and field, or what's someone cross country? What is it?
He doesn't have he doesn't have an off switch, but he has an endless supply of energy.
Yeah. I mean, you could put that kid in the Olympics one day. All right, so going back to our flavors on am I crazy, or does the orange marmalade show up here too on the palate?
There's definitely a citrus. I don't know if it's...
You don't know if it's orange?
Yes, it is definitely orange. 9 out of 10 times if I say citrus, I am referring to orange.
I think mint carries through.
Because if it's more of a lemon, I'm going to say lemon.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of citrus, I immediately think orange.
Yeah.
One of the most common. I just don't know if it's the sweetness I'm getting off of it is a different sweetness than a marmalade citrus sweetness.
So is it? Does it go back to molasses?
Yes, very much so.
If you have had a chance to check out the distillery only offering Lineage from Jim Beam Distilling Company, please let us know. Send us an email. info@savortheburn.com, Jonathan at savortheburn.com, W2 at savortheburn.com. Let us know what you think, because chances are if you've had it, it's been batch 1. And so you and I are
it's the same thing.
We're all having the same damn essentially the same bottle and the same experience. Well, it won't be the same experience because it's on your palate. So I'm super interested in what you have to say about what it is that you picked up on the nose, what you picked up on the palate, what you picked up on the finish.
So
we haven't gotten to the finish yet.
So the back of the box, I think this is really cool. It starts off saying a father and son collaboration. And I think that's really, really cool that, Fred Noe has been doing this for a long, long time. And it online, I did read that it talked about his son is very much so doing what Booker Noe did back in the day, and that is he grew up in the distillery. He has worked every job from the ground up to where he is now.
Yeah, those little footsteps that we heard up there, he probably heard his son running through the brick house.
And so then you fast forward, and I'm not sure how old Freddie Noe is. He the pictures online, he looks like he's close to our age.
I'll try to Google it, see what we get.
But yeah, he's definitely next in line to take the reins and take this distillery to different places and lead it. But it says this carefully crafted bourbon has been.
The dude's name is Freddie Booker Noe the Fourth.
Yeah, right.
That is so cool.
Scroll back down just real quick. Scroll up to the. Yeah, scroll.
Sorry.
The photos right here. Yep. That's Fred. That's Freddie.
Huh.
So it says this carefully.
Freddie looks younger than us. Probably taller, more handsome.
Maybe 40.
Pisses me off.
It says here, this carefully crafted bourbon has been a long time in the making, over 225 years. In fact, that's how long the Beam family has been perfecting the craft of distillation, passing down their knowledge from generation to generation. This limited release, created by master distiller Fred Noe with his son Freddie Noe, continues this tradition. Together, Fred and Freddie hand-selected this 15-year-old bourbon with its aromatic yet balanced flavor. The rare whiskeys marks the peak of one generation's achievements and the next generation's coming of age. Okay, well, first off, if you happen to have the luxury of the wealth of rick houses that Jim Beam has to offer,
it's hard earned.
Son, let's go pick a 15-year barrel and.
I haven't had a lot of 15-year. We haven't really done a lot of 15-year bourbons here on Savor the Burn.
No, because they don't really exist.
Right?
Unless they're just stupid expensive.
Parts of them exist in some of the blends that we've had.
Right. And that's just it.
The Michter's 10-year bourbon that we had that we loved are only 10 that we've ever had. The best bourbon that we've ever had, period. That was closer. It was like a 14, closer to 15 years than it really was a 10-year. So, I mean, this is. I'm almost speechless. I was speechless with the Michter's 10-year. Almost there with this. This is super close to that.
This is close. This is really close.
But I mean, I want to rate it higher because it's Jim Beam and I love Jim Beam and it smells like Jim Beam and it tastes like Jim Beam. But it doesn't quite hit that full 10 out of 10 level that the one and only did. Nothing against this. This is absolutely amazeballs.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about finish, like, real quick.
No, we did not.
I got lingering sweet. Let me get some back on the palate.
Is there a little bit of licorice on the finish? Please hold.
I thought mint on the palate.
There is definitely mint definitely presents itself.
Licorice sometimes lends itself that way into a confusing mint kind of ballpark. Yeah, I'm not picking up on licorice.
I don't very often pick up on leather,
baking spice,
but
leather, yes.
But I understand in reading kind of this, I get kind of that dusty rick house, leathery kind of a feel to this. This feels like an old whiskey.
Yeah, it feels like,
and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, it feels like the taste feels like just age, like in all the best ways, like summers and family.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, not the kind of family that fucks you over. Like, if you've ever been, like, if you had the kind of family that when you guys get together, that's like there's all this love and it's like, you know, smiles and fucking high fives. Everybody's cool with each other. That's kind of what this reminds me of. I've visited those family occasions, and I'm always blown away by like how functional people can be. My family's, for the most part, been dysfunctional, but there have been times where like I really did feel everything that people like, because like in the movies, right, they're all like, oh, nothing's stronger than the bond of family, like he's your brother, he's your family. No, I don't believe that, because I've been fucked over harder by family than anyone else. But this, it tastes like age and what family should feel like. On the finish, like post finish part B, finish part 2.
There we go.
I don't know how much you put in there. Would you put the same amount in mine?
Sure, I will do my best.
Yeah, ballpark it. It doesn't matter.
That was a good one. I'm gonna get you a couple more drops because I did a couple rounds. There we go. The thing with this one, though, is the more I go back in for another pull off of this, the more and more I'm liking it. It continually grows on you. And I'm looking over here, and my numbers are really, really good. But I'm like, oh my God, can I make these a little bit better? Oh, that nose changed with
that palate. Dude, the palate was so good. And the finish. All right, so we already talked about that a little bit. I'll do a little recap on what we said on the finish. Lingering sweet, baking spice, leather. It just tastes like age and what family's was supposed to be like. You said licorice. I should put that down.
I did. Not very much.
What did it say in the notes?
Just a hint of maybe a note of licorice.
We'll recap this. Long finish, full of old oak, wood spice, anise. Yeah, that was. Did I put down baking spice? Yeah, baking spice. Where was I? And leather. Okay, you said leather. The oak is so heavy at times. I didn't pick up on oak being heavy. That it borders on bitter at times. I didn't pick up on bitter. I don't get
that. Yep.
With all Jim Beam products, for me, the sweetness is fucking. It's right there. It's front and center. That's why I love Jim Beam so much. And some people don't like it because it's so sweet. A few drops of water smooth out the heavy oak on the finish, and makes for an all-around more enjoyable experience. Guys, who am I? Who the fuck am I? You're gonna listen to me?
The bottle over.
This is yeah. Here you go. Don't. Jim Beam, don't listen to me on this. Everybody else, telling people to water down your product is not a great selling point. And me, it feels like sandpaper on my soul. Like, don't don't water it down. You know, like that'd be like telling Burn the Gates to use an acoustic guitar.
And to be fair,
I love acoustic guitars, but not in Burn the Gates.
Like I mentioned, Jim Beam had no information on this whatsoever. So these are tasting notes I gleaned from a handful of reviews I found online.
I would still love to do some acoustic Burn the Gates songs and put that out. I think that'd be great to release. Yeah, right. So like this. You found this on their website? Where did you find this?
No.
The tasting notes.
There is no mention anywhere on Jim Beam's websites of this product.
So this is
a culmination of a couple online reviews I found on what people have said about it. Because I like having something to refer back to as we're getting our own notes and we're kind of experiencing this.
Yeah.
I like to have that soundboard to bounce things off of and go. Are we in the ballpark?
The nose is decidedly different.
Are we figuring this out?
It's almost sharper.
It is sharper.
And there's like it went from cocoa to straight chocolate, like not a super dark chocolate, but a darker chocolate, not milk chocolate.
I do not like the nose as well with a couple drops of water, and it literally was a couple drops of water. So it's not like we've thrown an ice cube in there and diluted this thing down.
Palate's good.
Palate's great. How about this bottle, though? What a beautiful...
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the bottle itself. We talked about the box it came in.
The bottle is a beautiful squared off glass bottle, super heavy, thick bottom.
I like a thick bottom.
It's got the embossed wax seal and crisscrossed ribbon. The top is the same hardwood finished. It's beautiful. It does have a plastic cap nestled way deep down inside there.
It's because it's fucking Jim Beam.
It's Jim Beam.
It's Jim Beam. What more do you expect?
I mean, it's classy as fuck.
It looks classy.
Until you go, wait a minute.
Yeah. No cork.
Plastic cap.
We haven't found a cork on anything Jim Beam. No. Like Jim Beam adjacent? Yes. Like Booker's? No, wait.
Booker's was composite, but it was at least a cork.
It was still cork.
It was cork. We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see what we shall see when we see it. But yeah,
I'm expecting Little Book to be a composite cork. I will be surprised if it's natural cork. But
I'll be surprised if it's natural cork.
But I'm completely expecting it to be a cork stopper.
I'm thinking for distilleries that expect their buyers, their fan base, whatever, to buy a bottle and either keep it on the shelf for a long time and only use it occasionally, they will opt for composite cork.
Sure.
If you're the kind of distillery that expects people to buy it and use it, share it with their friends immediately, whatever, bottle kill it, take it into existence and have them, die a dishonorable death, then absolutely, plastic cap it, natural cork it, whatever. But I also have to think, on the other side of riding the edge of that thick nickel, I also have to think that some people have to consider...
There it is.
Yeah, it's a little shinier there from where it's been making that contact.
Yep.
I would also expect natural cork to be more of the classier, the more scaled up version of whatever's going to be a stopper on your bottle. I mean, these here, they have a little styrofoam, a foam kind of gasket on there. This dude, I didn't see that unless it's the same color. No, dude, this one does not. So
screw it down tight.
Yeah, no shit. Like, what's that going to be in a year?
Check this out, though. Okay,
what do you got?
So this is the little magnetic piece that goes in there, the top to hold it in place to make sure that it doesn't move or whatever.
Right there.
They have printed on here 2 quotes, one from Fred and one from Freddie.
Okay, yeah.
So Fred Knows says, when I look back at my legacy with Jim Beam, I will always consider this a proud moment, working with my son to create something new and premium for my family's brand. And then Freddie Knows says,
honorable.
I've been learning our family traditions from Dad for years. So I'm honored to finally collaborate with him on what I think is a really unique expression and celebration of our family's heritage. That's really, really cool.
That is really cool. I mean, I don't have anything that I could do with my son or daughter, for that matter, either one of my kids, to where we both have that natural bent, that natural draw to really strive for excellence in any given thing that we actually agree on. That said, I was looking up earlier, we were talking about how old is Freddie No. Freddie No turned 35 in 2023. Okay. So he's definitely younger than us.
36, 37.
Yeah. So if you want to talk shit on Gen Z, on millennials, look no further than Freddie No. I mean, this dude, he knows what he's doing. He cares about what he's doing. I think that's indicative with all generations. Some are fuckheads and some are right on point. So don't get hung up on all that. That's a soapbox speech for another time. So this is absolutely incredible. So with Frederick Booker No II, his dad is 74 in 2004.
Wow.
That makes Freddie No 8th generation master distiller with Jim Beam of Beam Suntory. Is it awesome. Suntory or Suntory?
I've always said Suntory, but Suntory. I do not know that for sure.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, he's the great grandson of Jim Beam, born in bourbon capital of the world, a member of the first family of bourbon, Frederick Booker No.
Right? Yes, sir. The first family of bourbon.
He's younger than us, but I would definitely address him as sir. Like, yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have another, sir?
Tangent story, but how cool is it that we met my sister and brother-in-law in Louisville for family vacation. On their way to Louisville, stopped in at Wild Turkey, and who was sitting in his... He has a chair with his name on it. It's his chair. It's Jimmy Russell's chair. And sure as shit, Jimmy Russell was there that day. Apparently he has a parking spot out front. And he just pulls up, and he never... According to Faith, and please, in the comments, Faith, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think you told me that he has a parking spot, but he never parks there. He just pulls in front of the building, and wherever he pulls up, that's where he's parked.
If the car fits, it sits. I'm Jimmy fucking Russell.
But they got his signature, they got to shake his hand, they got some photos with him, and he signed the back of her passport book.
Living fucking legends, dude. Like, meet your heroes. They say not to meet your heroes because they could be a dick. But like we said in a previous episode...
I said he was so nice. And Jimmy Russell is the Fred No of Wild Turkey.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, but like what I was saying, they say not to meet your heroes, but I encourage you to do so anyway, because like we said in a previous episode and probably several episodes before, the greats will always be great.
Yeah.
You're going to know a great when you meet them. They're going to be cool as the other side of the pillow, and they're going to be more than you really ever expected. And so meeting Jimmy Russell, Miss Faith, or anybody else that's met him, I'm sure you've met a great. From everything that I've heard, we talked about Buck O'Neill from the Negro Leagues baseball, the Monarchs here in KC. Mm-hmm. He was a great. You meet him, that dude was fucking cool, dude. I mean, he never met a woman he didn't like. He never met an ass he didn't want to grab. So I mean, he was that kind of fucking dude. Anybody, if you've ever met him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My ex-wife at the time, like he was bird dogging her, like he didn't care. Like he was like 80 at the time or something, right? He didn't care. But I mean, he was so personable, so willing to share his story, willing to take the time to meet you and try to learn your name. You know how it goes with meet and greet mode. You try to remember.
Hi.
You try to remember. You end up meeting faces, but you don't always meet. You don't always remember the names of the people that you meet, but he was one of the ones that actually tried. I think he called me Jim one time, but my name's Jonathan. But I mean, if you're on my friends list, months and months ago, you saw that I went to Gus's Fried Chicken and they wrote my name down as Johnny Then, JOHNNY space THEN. Are you fucking kidding me? So like I posted that, and now everybody at work has been giving me shit about it, or they did at the time.
I'm sorry, I'm dying to know. What did you give this one a nose?
I haven't done my final score yet. I'm going to do that as we talk. But nose for me, 7.5. Easy.
7.5? Wow.
4.5, not 7.5. Goodness. Whiskey, man. All right, 4.5. And that was before the water.
Okay.
That was before the water.
I gave my nose a 4.75.
You gave it a 4.75? Wow.
I did.
Why did you give it a 4.75?
The nose was just beyond wow. I mean,
it was beyond wow.
Yeah. It's 111 proof. So with that, there was a little bit of a ethanol burn once you got right down into it. Mm-hmm.
I got more of an ethanol burn.
Outside of that,
after you added the water to it,
I did too. But I still had a little bit of an ethanol burn on the nose. Outside of that, though, the nose was amazing, and I docked it only because there was a little bit of heat on the nose.
Well, what about palate?
The palate, I just went ahead and gave it a 5. The palate was.
You gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5. The palate is fantastic.
I gave it a 4.75. Excuse me. I'm surprised that we flipped that. Honestly.
Yeah.
When I say flipped, it's always because he rated something higher than me.
So I originally had my palate at 4.75. Mm-hmm. And when before I added the water, my third pull on there, I found myself just falling in love with it that much more. Second pull was better. Third pull was better. And I just felt compelled to... I
would agree with that,
I just felt compelled to go ahead and just bump that on up.
And how many drops of water did you put in here? Do you remember?
About 3.
About 3? 3 fucking drops of water and it changed it that much? Yeah. That is something.
And what did you say you gave it on the palate?
4.75.
4.75. Okay.
4.75. Yeah, because when I do my ratings, I just go by quarter points. Mm-hmm. I could drop it down to eighth points. Like 4 3/8 or 4 5/8. Yeah. Whatever.
I think I've done that once, but I think typically I try to stick to quarter points.
I actually almost did that with the nose.
Just because I know that by the time we do our math on there, mm-hmm. it is going to sometimes come out to those eighth points. So mm-hmm. so I try to keep it to quarters to just make it a little bit cleaner.
I find it to be, for me personally, because I don't math well. If you're if you're like me, you get it. But I don't math well. So quarter points for me is easier because everybody can break $1
right
into 4 parts, 4 quarters. That's why they call them quarters.
But you get it on finish.
Finish 4.75. I could have easily given that a 5. I don't know why I didn't, because right now I fucking love that finish.
Girl, same.
You gave it a 4.75?
4.75.
Yeah, so we gave it lingering sweet, baking spice, leather, age, what family is supposed to feel like, a little bit of licorice. Licorice. I don't know. I mean, it's spelled licorice, but some people call it licorice. I call it licorice. Throw your hate my way. I don't care. IDGAF. What was your final score?
9 3/4.
Dude, you scored this higher than I did by a quarter point.
Did I really?
Yeah, I gave it a 9.5, 9.5.
That's solid, though.
I'm still haunted. The problem is, even with as amazing this,
you're haunted because I gave a Jim Beam product a better score than you.
No. That like right now I'm shocked. Like I do find that shocking, but I'm haunted by that Michter's.
You don't have to tell me.
I'm haunted by that Michter's 10-year. I can't. I still can't fucking believe how good that was.
I'm not in danger of running out tomorrow, but yet I want another bottle before tomorrow. It's that good.
Did I tell you I sold my truck today?
No.
I've had it since June of 2024. Or no, God dang it.
Wow, you've had it a month.
I've had it since June of 2004.
That's a little different.
My ex-wife forged my name on a second mortgage to consolidate some debt and buy me that truck for $10,000 or $10,900. And I was happy with it. I was okay with it. She worked at a bank. I told her it was okay. So if anybody wants to go after her, just don't go after her on that. There's plenty other shit. That she did have my consent for. So although I didn't know she was buying me a truck, I don't think. It was whatever. It was a surprise that I got stuck with in the divorce with a second mortgage. Anyway, so I finally got rid of it right here in the month of, as of time of recording, July 2024.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Just so one car family at the moment, or gonna replace it with something?
Honestly, I still have 3 cars. I've got an El Camino with no engine, transmission, no drivetrain, my grandma gave it to me before she died. It's still got her name on the title. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it.
What year is it?
80. And I still have my 81, I think, El Camino that I've had.
You have 2 El Caminos.
I have 2 El Caminos and a Mazda RX. No, not RX-7. CX-7.
I'm super excited that my bonus mom.
Bonus moms are great. I've heard great things.
My bonus mom talked my dad into being okay with letting go of some projects. And finding a shop that they trust to take on some of the projects. And so he has given a local shop my grandpa's 56 GMC pickup truck.
Ooh.
And they are doing a ground up rebuild on.
Wow.
All new metal, all new, they welded in new firewall, new floor pans, new fenders. My dad pulled the motor and transmission, and him and his buddy are doing a complete rebuild on the.
What was it?
It was
like a 265 or like a straight six?
So the weird thing, complete tangent, because
if you're a gearhead, a lot of metalheads are gearheads.
So for whatever reason, in '56, actually there was a chunk of time. It wasn't just that one year, but 1956. The motor, the option that my grandpa got with this truck, because he bought it new.
Wow, really?
But the motor that GMC put in that truck was a Pontiac 383.
What?
Right.
Huh.
It's a Pontiac 383 inside a GMC truck. That is the stock motor. So anyway, they're in the process of rebuilding it. The truck is actually at a local body shop. They're doing a full ground up restore on it. I am amped up, super excited. Cannot wait to see final product on that truck. And then simultaneously, my dad and his good buddy is rebuilding the motor and everything, and so they're going to have a completely rebuilt motor that they're going to slide underneath there when they get all the body work done. And yeah,
incredible. I googled it and I got an AI overview. I don't know if you've noticed that lately, but on your phones, AI seems to be the way to go.
Take it over.
As long as it helps humanity, I'm all for it.
Yep.
And so far, so good. I mean, we haven't had any Skynet issues yet. But it says here that I asked 1956 Chevrolet truck engine options.
GMC, not GM. Oh, not Chevrolet.
Yeah, well, let me do that. Let me do that because God dang it, I hate it when I'm trying to click on something.
Subtle difference between Chevrolet versus GMC, but
yeah,
still
there are differences what it comes up with. No, same thing. The 1956 GMC truck had several engine options, including inline 6 and V8 engines. So here's a bunch of stuff. The 1956 GMC truck had 248-16, 270-16, and 302-16 engines with displacement ranging from 248 to 302. Horsepower ranging 125 to 150. The 270 engine in the 350 And 370 series had 140 gross horsepower, which was 10 more than the 55.
Now that you've read that, I want to say it's a 283 Pontiac.
All 56 inline 6 engines had larger piston pins and connecting rods. And when used with a hydromatic transmission, they also had hot air automatic choke. Did they have, was it automatic or manual?
I believe it's the hydromatic transmission.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. So it also had the hot air automatic choke, which, I mean, it was beneficial for its time, because, I mean, who wants to pull that lever and then fire it up and then forget to push it back in so it doesn't fucking die?
So here's one of the cool things.
Automatic chokes were definitely a thing.
So
a good thing.
1956, it did not have air conditioning. Right? So one of the options that's now available, so you don't have to put a compressor and all of that other bullshit out front, they actually have an electric air conditioning option that is a small little, very, very inconspicuous.
Like maybe a compact window unit that fits up under the dash?
It's in the under the engine hood against the firewall. But it's a real thin, small little box that gets mounted. You paint it to match. You never know it's there, and it'll have when they get done with it, it'll have full AC.
Modern technology, man. Like I was saying earlier, we live in an age where things are fucking happening.
Yep.
That is ingenuity I did not expect. I had to force myself to during this to get down here to hopefully get to a second nose.
That second nose is,
and
that's one of the best second noses.
I didn't want this taste to end. But just because it's Jim Beam and it's the flagship and it's batch fucking 1.
You don't get any better than this.
There's honey.
I mean, yes, there's bottle 18,000, whatever.
Wheat? Did it say anything about wheat in the mash bill? Did it say? It didn't say shit about the mash bill. I'm getting wheat and honey.
And typically, if it does not specify wheat, there is no wheat. I mean,
really,
corn.
Wheat is a selling point.
Corn, rye, and malted barley are the 3 staples. If specified, it could be corn and rye.
Well, I mean, there's definitely corn. There's definitely corn.
Well, yeah,
I would say that there's a touch of barley, because we didn't talk about the grassy note.
There's a minimum of 51% corn.
Minimum 51% corn.
Minimum 51%.
Yeah, and the barley's there. I wouldn't say it's malted barley. Maybe it's a mix of malted barley and barley.
A little bit of barley. I think there's definitely some rye that's giving a little bit of spice to it.
Because I felt the pinch on the tongue. And it didn't feel like the proof pinch.
In my opinion, anytime that
it had a great Kentucky hug.
Anytime there has been wheat present, and the other usual suspects are there, that then makes it a 4 grain.
Mm-hmm. And that's a selling point. That's unfortunate. There's something about the second nose on this.
But
have I asked you that? I've asked you this before. Have you ever bucked hay? Have you ever baled?
I have not. Nope.
Not baled and or bucked?
Nope.
There's something about the smell of a field of wheat, that it's here.
I will say too that
it's a dried grass. It's a dried grass. Maybe it's not wheat, but it's a dried grass note.
This is a distillery only product. It's not available on their website. You cannot get this anywhere but the distillery. And maybe because this is batch 1, maybe that's why. Maybe once they get around to a batch 2, they'll introduce it to the website. They'll make it available elsewhere. But at this time, you gotta go to the motherland to get this product. Mm-hmm. What did your overall end up being again?
9.5.
Okay.
And you gave it a 9.75. So we are a quarter point off, but it's flipped because usually
this is gonna be top.
Mr. Optimism here.
This is gonna make the top 3.
It'll make the top 3.
It'll make top 3 easily. Yep.
Yeah.
It might come in second behind the Michter's 10-year. And if it's not second, it's definitely going to be third.
Michter's 10-year was, I don't know.
Perfection.
It was perfection.
I mean,
it was perfection.
There wasn't anything we could find wrong with it.
At least
it was so good.
Was it a batch?
No, it's single barrel.
Single barrel. So at least,
and that's the other thing too.
At least that barrel.
That's the other thing, and right, yeah.
Far and beyond
single
any bourbon
barrel.
I've ever had.
Single barrel, and it was that good.
Now, I do enjoy single barrels. Single barrels is like you get to. Not that I have a notebook where I'm jotting down the barrel numbers, like, you know, we're fucking friends. But we have talked about how when it comes to single barrels, maybe it's not so much.
And here's a bougie thought for you.
It's about finding that barrel that came out.
Yep. So this is probably going to be a bougie statement to make, but how amazing, knowing that the Michter's 10-year is single barrel, how amazing would it be to have a flight of barrel variants? They're all Michter's 10 years, but they're different barrels.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Michter's, if you're listening.
Hi. How are you?
Let's make that happen. I think that'd be a good thing.
This was for a flagship of any distillery. I'm always happy to enjoy it. This I definitely enjoyed, especially.
And what a great story.
Happy that I got to enjoy the Jim Beam flagship after being such a fan for so long.
And with you, sir.
The bell ring of all. Dude, yes, thank you. Thank you. Bring it in. Bring it in. But that didn't work. Awesome. Whiskey.
There was a snap there.
There was a, just imagine the snap. Show business snap. Do you have any final thoughts?
I like it.
He likes it. I wrote down here in my notes, a pour as unique as the bottle itself. This father-son project is one of a kind offering that you'll find only at the distillery. And I don't really know what else to say about it. I would not put this in a cocktail.
No.
I would 100% share this for save this for special occasions, but it would have to be. I mean, now that the bottle's cracked, it would have to be within the year.
We're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah. And you know, he said we are going to enjoy this. I really hope it is we and not just he. But if it is just he, it's his bottle. Whatever. I mean, it's his. He can do with it as he pleases. To me, this was an incredible bottle. Did we talk about MSRP?
MSRP on this?
Since it's distillery only,
there's only one price. There's only one price. It's $250.
$250. Okay, so $250. Yeah. And did we even think about? Let me Google a second market price if I can find it.
And you won't find one.
No,
I tried. Yeah. And for your $250, Jim Beam decided to make this a 700 milliliter bottle. It's not a full 750.
It's not a full 750.
It's a 700, which 50 milliliters is an ounce and a half. So it's not that big of a deal, but come on, an ounce and a half is another pour.
I got to stop you right there. Did you find
second market?
Google. I just typed in Jim Beam Lineage, and the sponsored ads that came up on the top from Fruit Bat, Can of Wine Company, and Fine Drams Mar.
And if you follow those links, you will not find anything that you can actually purchase.
Oh, really?
Because I've done I found the Fruit Bat one, and then there's a couple of them that they pop up, and when you click on them and try to actually get to a cart thing, there is no cart.
Maybe they had one at one time.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, what prices did you see?
You've got $5.99, $5.75, and $5.95. Just those are the top three that I found. I'm not going to dig into the weeds on that. I'm not going to dig in the ditches and burn the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula on those prices.
40 minutes outside of downtown Louisville. Go visit Jim Beam. It's $250.
It's $250. And that is way higher than a lot of people are willing to pay for a bourbon. But you can book the tour and book the tasting or whatever. Is it same package?
We did not do any tours or anything. We just showed up and went into the store and went
and bought a pour.
There's a bar upstairs that we went up there. They have you can do a pour of anything that they have.
Okay.
They have everything available as a pour. You can do the Knob Creek 18. You can do the Legend. You can do any of the little books, the Bookers, they have multiples of both of those. So it's not just the latest one. It is, they don't have all of them, but they have
because some of them, of them. It's a 1 year release.
Right.
They're only going to have so many of them.
They had the Chapter 8 little book. I decided not to do that one because I was going to buy that. This ended up being a Father's Day present.
Oh, wow.
From Ms. Katie. So I decided not to do a tasting of that.
You're not her father.
Because
you might be her daddy, but you ain't her father. That was from Little Man.
Yeah, there you go.
I just have to fucking correct people. I'm sorry. Anyway, please continue.
So, no, I just, so I had the Chapter 6, which I don't remember the title of Chapter 6, but I had the little book, Chapter 6, and it was fantastic. This one I'm really excited to get into because it is all rye. And that's unique for...
unique for Booker, or that's unique for Jim Beam, period.
Well,
they have one rye offering.
I don't know if Little Book has released a rye offering, and so, yeah.
Well, as far as Path Not Taken, if that's your 100, you said that's their high rye?
That is 95% all
95% rye. That's... Keep an eye out. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe and the bell notification on our YouTube, and stay following on all things socials and all things streaming. And you will definitely hear about the little book, just like you've now heard about the Lineage. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to wrap this here episode. So thank you for listening and or watching this episode of Savor the Burn. No matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're drinking it with, never forget, keep on burning.